You wake up slowly. The light is soft, filtering through the curtains. Another morning, but something feels heavier. Your legs don't spring out of bed like they used to. Your hands, once so quick and sure, hesitate for a moment. It's not pain exactly. It's more like resistance, a quiet weight that's crept in over the years. You sit at the edge of the bed, your feet resting on the cool floor. For a moment, you just breathe. And in that stillness, a thought crosses your mind. When did it get this hard to move? You think about old friends, some still here, some not. You've watched them change. Some seem to shrink before your eyes, their steps uncertain, their strength fading. You remember what it felt like to run, to lift, to walk without effort. And now, even the small things, lifting a grocery bag, rising from a chair, ask more of you than they ever did. And so you ask yourself something deeper, something most people avoid. How do I want to age? Not just survive, but truly live? It's a powerful question, one that leads to truth and to transformation. Because while time does change the body, the choices we make today still matter. You are not powerless. There are hidden obstacles in your daily life, things that seem harmless, even healthy, but quietly erode your strength. And some of them may be on your plate. But here's the good news. This isn't about fear. It's about freedom. And as we walk this path together, you'll discover that change is not only possible, it's beautiful. Let's talk about something that doesn't get enough attention, something that quietly shapes the quality of your life every single day, your muscle strength. Not just the strength to lift a box or carry groceries, but the strength to rise from a chair with confidence, the strength to walk without fear of falling, to keep doing the things that make life feel like your own. Because when your muscles begin to weaken, it's not just your body that feels it. It's your freedom, your sense of independence, even your spirit. You may have noticed it already. A little more effort to climb the stairs, a little more hesitation when getting out of bed, or a sense of fatigue that lingers longer than it used to. These changes can sneak up on you. But here's the truth. They are not inevitable, not entirely. And they're not always caused by age alone. Some of the things we've been told are healthy. Some foods we've eaten with trust for years may be quietly stealing our strength. Yes, certain vegetables, seemingly innocent, may be doing more harm than good as your body changes with age. Now, this isn't about fear. It's about knowledge, about recognizing how your body works now at 70, 75, 80, and making choices that serve your well-being. Because this is not the time to give up your strength. It's the time to protect it. The loss of muscle doesn't just mean weakness. It means greater risk of falling. It means slower recovery from illness. It means missing out on the things you love, whether it's gardening, dancing, or simply walking to the mailbox with ease. But the path forward doesn't require extreme diets or impossible routines. It starts with awareness, knowing what to add and what to avoid. And that's what we'll explore today. 7 vegetables that, while often promoted as healthy, may be silently sabotaging your strength in your golden years. This is your moment to take back control. Not in a rush, not with pressure, but with wisdom, grace, and small, meaningful changes that will ripple out across your days. Because your body still wants to be strong. Let's listen to it. Together. What if it isn't just age? That quiet heaviness in your legs? The way your arms tire quicker than they used to? The feeling that your body just doesn't bounce back anymore? What if those things aren't just signs of getting older? What if instead they're signals? Gentle whispers from your body, asking you to pay closer attention to what you're feeding it. You see, we often assume that aging means decline. That weakness is simply the price of growing older. But what if that belief, so deeply ingrained in our culture, isn't entirely true? Think about your kitchen for a moment. The colors of your fruits and vegetables, the smells of herbs and spices. The meals you've lovingly prepared over the years. So much care, so much intention. But what if, hidden among those healthy choices, are a few silent culprits? Let me tell you a story. A woman named Elaine, 74, strong in spirit, but lately struggling with energy, thought she was doing everything right. She walked daily, ate her vegetables, stayed active with friends. But still, she felt her muscles weakening. Her steps grew slower. Tasks that once took minutes stretched into hours. She began to fear she was losing herself. Then, with the help of a caring nutritionist, she learned something surprising. Some of the vegetables she was eating regularly, ones she believed were helping, were actually interfering with her body's ability to retain and use muscle. It wasn't age. Not fully. It was something she could change. Imagine the power of that moment, the relief, the hope. Because if food could contribute to the problem, then food could also be the beginning of the solution. And that's where we're headed. In just a moment, I'm going to walk you through 7 vegetables that may be quietly undermining your strength, ones that may shock you, ones that may already be on your plate. But don't worry, this isn't about restriction or fear. It's about clarity, compassion, and a better path forward. Let's begin. Gently, wisely, with the first. Your body, like any house, requires maintenance to stay strong and stable. As time passes, the creaks and groans may become more frequent. But just because your body has aged doesn't mean it's beyond repair or beyond care. It means that you, with a little insight, can help it function better than you think. When we were younger, our bodies could handle most things with ease. A good night's sleep and a hearty meal were often enough to fuel us for the day. But now, at 70, 80, even 90, your body doesn't have the same resilience. It requires a little more thought and intention, especially when it comes to food. Take a moment to think about the way your body reacts to the food you eat now. You might have noticed that some meals leave you feeling sluggish, while others give you a burst of energy. Some foods seem to just sit in your stomach, while others leave you feeling light and clear-headed. That's your body speaking to you, telling you that its needs have evolved. Nutrition at this stage of life isn't just about getting enough calories. It's about feeding your muscles, bones, and organs in a way that helps them thrive. And what you put on your plate matters more than ever. Imagine this. Marge, 76, used to eat whatever was convenient. She didn't think much about her meals, just the basics. But recently, she found that she felt weaker than she should. Her muscles weren't recovering after her walks, and she found herself struggling to lift even light objects. One afternoon, she decided to speak with a nutritionist, and together, they looked at her meals more carefully. It turned out that her beloved canned vegetables, while convenient, were high in sodium and low in the nutrients her muscles desperately needed. After just a few weeks of adding more fresh, nutrient-dense foods, like leafy greens and lean proteins, Marge began to feel stronger. Her walks became easier, and she had more energy in the afternoons. Does that story resonate with you? Have you ever wondered if the food you're eating is truly supporting your body in the way it needs, especially now that you're aging? Your muscles, which play such a crucial role in maintaining your independence, need the right balance of vitamins, minerals, and proteins to stay strong. It's not just about eating your vegetables, it's about eating the right vegetables. This is where the power of nutrition after 70 comes into play. Just like Marge, you can make small, thoughtful changes that add up to big improvements in your daily life. Strength doesn't have to slip away. It can be nurtured, one meal at a time. Have you ever noticed how your body responds when you feel truly at peace? When you've had a calm, nourishing meal, surrounded by the love of family, or the quiet comfort of your own space, your body seems to thank you in subtle ways. Your thoughts are clearer. Your joints feel less stiff. You move a little easier. But what happens when you feel off, disconnected, or stressed? Maybe your thoughts get cloudy, your body aches more, and that gentle, steady rhythm of life becomes harder to find. It's not just a coincidence. There's a hidden connection between how you feel emotionally and how your body responds physically, especially when it comes to gut health. Your gut, often called your second brain, holds more power than most of us realize. It affects everything from your mood to your memory, and yes, even your muscle strength. When your gut is off balance, it can trigger a cascade of problems that you might not immediately connect to digestion. Inflammation, brain fog, fatigue, and even arthritis can stem from an unhappy gut. Consider Alice, 72. She spent years managing joint pain and the fatigue that came with it. She thought it was just a normal part of getting older, something she'd have to live with. But then, after a recommendation from a friend, Alice decided to take a closer look at her diet, and more specifically, her gut health. She discovered that certain foods, especially processed ones, were causing inflammation in her gut, which then radiated outward, making her arthritis worse and clouding her mind. After switching to a diet rich in fiber, fermented foods, and lean proteins, Alice noticed something remarkable. Within a few weeks, the fog lifted. Her joints didn't ache as much, and she had more clarity than she'd felt in years. Her energy was higher too. It wasn't just her body healing, it was her mind too. Alice learned something powerful. What goes on inside your gut doesn't just stay there. It impacts your whole life. Have you noticed how your body feels when you're nourished from the inside out? Not just with food, but with peace and balance. Your gut health, though often overlooked, is one of the key factors that can change how you age, how you feel in your body and mind. The good news? There are simple, natural ways to improve your gut health, starting with what you eat. Your body craves balance, and it's within your power to give it the support it needs. Have you ever noticed how the way you start your morning can set the tone for the entire day? It's a simple truth. How we begin often shapes how we go on. When you start the day with a sense of calm and purpose, your body responds differently. You feel more balanced, more energized, and even more in tune with your surroundings. The morning is a fresh canvas, and how you approach it can make all the difference for your strength, energy, and overall well-being. But here's the thing. Building a morning routine that supports your health doesn't require drastic changes. It doesn't mean suddenly becoming a marathon runner or waking up before dawn to meditate for an hour. No, it's about small, gentle adjustments that fit seamlessly into your life. Things that feel good and make a real difference. Start with movement. And I don't mean intense exercise. Think of this as a slow, intentional wake-up for your body. A simple stretch while sitting on the edge of your bed can go a long way. Reach your arms overhead slowly and gently, breathing deeply as you do. Then roll your shoulders, stretch your neck side to side. This doesn't have to take more than 5 minutes, but those 5 minutes signal your body that it's time to move, to wake up, to get stronger. Now think about hydration. After hours of sleep, your body is thirsty. A glass of water, perhaps with a squeeze of fresh lemon, can help rehydrate you, spark your digestion, and refresh your mind. It's such a simple step, but one that's often forgotten. Next, consider a nourishing breakfast, something light, but full of nutrients. A warm bowl of oatmeal, perhaps, with a sprinkle of chia seeds and a few slices of fresh fruit. Or a green smoothie that includes leafy greens, a banana, and some protein. Small changes like these help nourish your muscles, brain, and gut from the inside out. Lastly, give yourself a moment of stillness. Sit by the window and listen to the world waking up. Or, if it feels right, take a few minutes to journal, reflecting on your thoughts, dreams, or simply what you're grateful for. A peaceful, centered mind creates a peaceful, centered body. What's one small change you could try this week? It doesn't need to be complicated. Maybe it's just adding a few minutes of gentle stretching or swapping your morning coffee for a glass of water. The key is to start small and build from there. Remember, these small adjustments are like pebbles dropped into a pond. The ripples spread out, affecting every part of your life. And soon you'll feel the difference in your body, mind, and spirit. As the years pass, something truly beautiful happens. You begin to realize that there is a quiet strength within you, a wisdom that can only be gained by living through the joys and challenges of life. But sometimes in that quiet strength, there's also an underlying fear. Fear of the unknown. Fear of losing what you love. Fear of not being able to keep up with everything. It's natural. Aging brings with it the knowledge that time is precious, that the future is uncertain. But here's something important to remember. You can let go of that fear. You can choose to reclaim joy no matter what the years ahead may bring. What if I told you that joy isn't just something that happens to you? It's something you create? What if the secret to aging well lies not just in taking care of your body, but in allowing yourself to let go of worry and fear, in embracing a mindset of peace, gratitude, and purpose? Consider the story of George, 80 years old, who spent most of his life working hard and taking care of everyone else. But in his later years, he started feeling disconnected, not just from others, but from himself. He had done everything by the book. He stayed active, ate well, followed all the right advice, but something was still missing. Then one day, a dear friend suggested he start volunteering at the local community center, working with kids who needed mentorship. At first, George was hesitant. He wasn't sure he had much to offer anymore, but he decided to give it a try, and that decision changed everything. He found himself reconnecting with a sense of purpose that had been buried beneath years of doing what was expected. Helping those kids gave him energy, made him laugh, and even brought back the strength in his body. It wasn't just about the physical act of volunteering. It was the emotional and spiritual nourishment that came with it. His sense of purpose grew, his joy deepened, and he felt a newfound peace with aging. George's story is a testament to the incredible power of letting go of fear of limiting beliefs, and of the need to be perfect. By embracing the things that truly bring him joy, he found strength in his spirit that radiated to every part of his life. Now I ask you, what do you want the next chapter of your life to feel like? Do you want it to be filled with fear and worry, or would you prefer to let go of the weight of those fears and step into a life filled with joy, purpose, and peace? The choice is yours. And no matter where you are in your journey, you have the power to create that shift. Today, you've journeyed with me through this conversation. And if you're still here, listening, reflecting, then I know something about you. You are not giving up. You are not ready to let go of vitality. You are still quietly, powerfully fighting for your health and for your life. Let me remind you once again of what you already know deep in your bones. You are not too old. You are not done yet. Your body still listens when you care for it. The aches, the fatigue, the doubts, they are all part of the process, but they do not define you. You are more than your age. You are more than your limitations. As we age, it's easy to think that energy is something that slips away from us, like sand through our fingers. But what if I told you that energy is still there, just waiting to be unlocked? That strength, clarity, and vitality are not reserved for the young, but for all who are willing to nurture them. Your body has not forgotten how to thrive. It simply needs care, compassion, and a little bit of time. When we shift our focus from what we can no longer do to what we can still do, something miraculous happens. The fatigue fades, the fears melt away, and we begin to feel the quiet power of resilience. It's a gentle, steady transformation that happens one small step at a time. From fear to hope, from decline to resilience, from isolation to connection. These are not just words, they are choices. Choices you can make today. And you are worth that choice. This is your time. The years ahead are yours to shape, to fill with purpose, joy, and peace. No matter where you are on this journey, you are still moving forward. Even if it feels slow, even if it feels like just one small change, every small step is still yours. Take a breath. You've made it this far, and that alone is something to celebrate. Now, with the wisdom you've gained, it's time to take the next step. The path to vitality and peace is before you, and it starts with that very first choice. So, my friend, I ask you once more, what do you want the next chapter of your life to feel like? Whatever your answer, know this: it's never too late to begin. As we come to the end of this conversation, I want to ask you to pause for a moment. Think about everything we've shared, every story, every small change, every insight that's been offered. What was one thing that made you think differently today? Maybe it was the idea that joy can be reclaimed at any age, or that small, consistent steps can lead to big changes. Perhaps you felt a spark of hope when I shared George's story. Or maybe you felt a little more connected to your body, recognizing that it still has the strength to heal and grow. Now, take that spark and ask yourself, what small change will you try starting tomorrow morning? It doesn't have to be big, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Maybe you'll begin with a gentle stretch or a glass of water first thing. Perhaps you'll carve out a moment of quiet in your morning to reflect, or add a bit more color to your meals. Whatever it is, remember it's a step forward. I'd love to hear from you. This is a place of connection, where we all walk this path together. Have you experienced something similar? Maybe you've discovered a new way of thinking about your health, or perhaps you're already seeing small shifts in your energy or mindset. I invite you to share your story in the comments below, or tag a friend who could benefit from this message. Let's keep this conversation going, because we are a community, united in our pursuit of better health and a joyful life. And if this video resonated with you, if it touched something deep inside, please subscribe. There's more to come, and we'll continue to walk this journey together, one step at a time. Your strength, your wisdom, and your growth are worth celebrating. Let's keep supporting each other as we embrace the beauty of aging well together.